Banger after banger.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Big Hero Chris back at you with another one. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, give me a thumbs up, ring the notification bell, hit me up on Twitter, TikTok, the community posts. You already know the vibes, man, and it's time for your Smackdown review. And we got a very pleasant surprise this evening on Smackdown. We got Kevin Owens on commentary, and I gotta say, man, Kevin Owens is entertaining. I actually wouldn't mind seeing the team of Kevin Owens and Jon Moxley as a commentary duo. I don't know why, but I feel like that would be the most entertaining thing ever in the history of life. But we're here to talk about Smackdown, and it kicked off with the LWO. And Rey Mysterio is out here. He's talking about how, he lost his title to Logan Paul at Crown Jewel. And he's saying that if it wasn't for the brass knucks, Rey Mysterio would still be your United States champion. But Carlito's like, he comes out and he's like, nah. We got to talk about the elephant in the room. We got to talk about the handsome elephant in the room. And that's Santos Escobar. And the fact that if it wasn't for Santos Escobar leaving the brass knucks on the ring apron, which happens to be the hardest part of the ring, maybe, just maybe, Rey Mysterio will still be the United States champion. And Santos, he's not feeling this. He's not taking too kindly to these accusations, these false accusations, and he storms off and he leaves. So now the LWO, they're looking confused and befuddled. Rey and Selena Vega, they take off after Santos. Bobby Lashley comes out because Bobby Lashley is having a match against Carlito. And I had to check my calendar, I had to check my watch, I had to check the time, I had to look outside and see what time it was, and see what day it was, and see what year it was, to make sure it wasn't 2006. I had to make sure I wasn't 18 again, because this is Carlito and Bobby Lashley. Like, this is something I grew up on. This is the graps I grew up on. This is the Smackdown I grew up on. So the match itself, it was fine. It was a fine match. It was solid. Carlito still looks really good after all these years, man. There was one spot where Bobby Lashley looked like he was gonna suplex Carlito, but Carlito reversed it, and he hit the suplex on old Bob Lashley. And that was a pretty impressive feat of strength. So as this is taking place, you have the Street Profits on the outside. They're trying to cause distraction. But then Santos Escobar, he comes out of nowhere, and he's trying to, get into the face of the Street Profits. But, the numbers game, distractions, and with all of this, Bobby Lashley still ended up getting the win over Carlito with the spear. But, after the match, the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley, they're putting the beat down on the LWO. They're putting the beat down on Carlito. And Santos is there, and he didn't look too eager to, help out his fellow LWO member. He didn't look too eager to, help out Carlito. He was kind of just watching the beatdown happen. And me personally, I couldn't blame him because, you get yelled at and blamed for, your leader losing his championship. I wouldn't help either. I was just like, hey, man, you shouldn't have been talking shit. But then Rey Mysterio comes out, and eventually Santos gets in the ring. So now this is the whole thing between Santos, Rey, and Carlito, where, Santos is in Rey's face. He's like, listen, man, this is supposed to be about me and you, man. You're supposed to be my mentor. You're supposed to be my friend or whatever. And Rey's like, listen, this is about the LWO. This is about the whole family. This is about all of us, man. And Santos, he's not trying to hear that. He's like, yo, man, this dude tried to blame me for, you losing your championship. I don't like him. I don't like his afro. I don't like apples. I just don't like the guy. So then, Rey, they're going back and forth, and Santos shows Rey, and then Rey hits Santos with a two-piece. I'm like, hey, yo, you didn't have to take it that far, Rey. So then he goes to check on Carlito. Santos attacks both Carlito and Rey. Then he puts the beat down on Rey, man, and it's just all bad for the LWO. Selena Vega's out there crying, Santos is like, you did this, you made me do this. And I'm like, yo, what is going on with everyone on SmackDown? And the gaslighting, is it the Roman Reigns effect? I don't know. But after all this happens, Kathy Kelly catches up with Santos and Santos pretty much said that this is all Rey's fault. He had it coming. So Even though it's not for the United States Championship, I wouldn't mind seeing a heel Santos Escobar taking on Rey Mysterio. Also, what does this mean for the LWO? Because, you know, you have Joaquin Wild and Raul Mendoza. They came in as a part of Legado del Fantasma. So those are pretty much Santos boys, but, you know, they all look after Rey. They're all like a family, so who knows what this means for the future of the LWO. But after this, we have Bayley coming out looking like, oh my god, she's looking how she's looking. She's looking like, she's looking good. But she wants to address the, you know, the current state of Damage CTRL. And I'm thinking, oh, here we go again. This is another heel turn coming. Because not too long after this, Io, Dakota Kai, and Kairi Sane come out. And, you know, they're talking. And Bayley's like, listen, I've been looking out for y'all, man. I've been having your back or whatever. And something interesting that nobody really touched on is the fact that Dakota Kai said that, yo, we did this deal to look out for you, meaning that Dakota Kai was kind of in on Kairi coming back, you know, the plan that Io and Kairi had to come back. So, you know, they didn't really talk about that too much. But Bayley did bring up the fact that the last time we saw Kairi Sane in WWE was, you know, Bayley putting the beat down on this lady. And, you know, Kairi's kind of like, listen, that's all water under the bridge. You know, I respect you as the leader of Damage CTRL, and I forgive you. And they all want a hug. They want the best friends hug. And Bayley's like, I don't do that anymore. I'm not a hugger anymore. But they end up hugging anyways, you know. I guess the power of friendship, even though I kind of sort of don't really trust Kairi Sane, I feel like something is still going to happen between the Damage CTRL as far as, you know, pulling a Judgment Day and maybe kicking Bayley out the group. Who knows? But as of right now, everything's cool. But everything is indeed not cool because Bianca Belair comes out and she's like, listen, she wanted to believe that, you know, Io would fight her one-on-one, but that wasn't the case. So, you know, she's bringing out Charlotte Flair, she's bringing out Asuka, and they're gonna have a 6-woman tag team match in the main event. So that should be a pretty cool match to see. We're gonna talk much more about that in a little bit. After this, you had the rematch from a few weeks ago between Dragon Lee and Cedric Alexander, and this is cool. This is like the first match was good. This match was good too. This is really a showcase for Dragon Lee. They didn't give, you know, Cedric Alexander the entrance or, you know, a video package or whatever, but they did get a little bit of time to, you know, showcase what they can do. And the match was fine. There was even one spot where Cedric Alexander did a suplex on Dragon Lee into the corner, and Dragon Lee looked like he was about to fly out of the damn building. But ultimately, man, Dragon Lee got the win, you know, so that's pretty cool. And then after this, we had the match between LA Knight and Grayson Waller. And it started off with LA Knight cutting a promo talking about, you know, the bloodline and what happened at Crown Jewel and how he's not finished with the bloodline or Roman Reigns and how he still wants that undisputed Universal Championship. And then after this, Grayson Waller comes out and he's talking in his Australian accent. He's making fun of LA Knight. But LA Knight claps back at this boy. He says he has a $5 haircut and looks like he's ready for a picture day at school. And then he also called him pedo, saying that he's probably not allowed to be 5 yards in front of a school. So after this, they have the match, and LA Knight ended up getting the win. And the funniest part about this was during the match, Kevin Owens, he's on commentary just being Kevin Owens. You know, he's making fun of Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, and he's talking about how he punched both of these men in the face. But it wasn't cool because Grayson Waller and Austin Theory didn't take too kindly to this. They come out and, you know, they're trying to antagonize Kevin Owens, who, by the way, I forgot to mention, Nick Aldis also said that Kevin Owens isn't allowed to, you know, put his hands on anybody, or if he does, he'll be suspended. So Grayson Waller and Austin Theory know this. They're antagonizing Kevin Owens. They're pouring drinks on him. You know, they're making fun of him. They're throwing water bottles at him. They even poured a drink on old poor Kevin Patrick, and Kevin Owens didn't take too kindly to this. So he said, you know, I'm gonna be right back. I'm about to go get suspended. So he proceeds to beat down both Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. So I'm assuming Kevin Owens will be suspended. But it was good to have him OKO on commentary. So SmackDown did a thing where, you know, they did a highlight of like a throwback for SmackDown, and it was old John Cena's very first match against Kurt Angle, you know, the whole ruthless aggression thing. And they're showing this right before they're showing the promo package for what happened between Solo Sikoa and John Cena, and what they're trying to hype up as, you know, the possible retirement of John Cena. And, you know, After this, they show a graphic for Solo Sikoa, the typical graphic that Roman Reigns gets with the whole Roman Reigns returns, but it's for Solo Sikoa instead of Roman Reigns. So kind of sort of planting those seeds for Solo possibly being the old tribal chief, maybe. Speaking of the tribal chief, you had the backup quarterback, you had the the assistant manager Jimmy Uso. He's laying out the challenge. Next week is gonna be Jimmy Uso taking on LA Knight. And as Jimmy Uso is talking, he gets a call from the tribal chief because Jimmy Uso said yeet, and Roman Reigns got on the phone and yelled at him. He said no yeet. So there's that. Jimmy Uso continues to be the most unserious man in all of sports entertainment. So now we're getting to the main event. The 6-woman tag, Damage CTRL taking on the Avengers, Charlotte, Asuka, and Bianca. And for what it was worth, up until a certain point, it was just a fun match. Everyone showcasing what they got. Kairi Sane, showing off. Io Sky showing off. Bianca. Everyone's showing off. But there was a certain spot where Bianca's going for the tag. She's reaching out to Asuka, and Asuka missed Bianca in the face. She sprays the poison mist in Bianca's face, and Kairi's looking like yay, yay. So then Asuka and Kairi hug, and then Io comes in the hug, and then I'm thinking, oh man, are they about to turn on Bayley? But then Bayley turns in for the hug. The only thing that was missing was the best friend hug zoom out that AEW does, but I digress. Now the match gets thrown out because the super duper mega Damage CTRL, they're beating up Bianca and Charlotte, and then Shotzi comes out and she doesn't really do too much. She gets her cheeks clamped too. They're jumping up, and I'm thinking, who's gonna come out and help out? And nobody comes out to help. So what I'm thinking is gonna happen, I'm hoping, probably, maybe, I'm hoping, we already have the men's War Games match. So you have Damage CTRL, you have Bayley, Asuka, Io, and Kairi. That's 4 women. And then you have Bianca, Charlotte, and I guess Shotzi. So that means there's gonna be room for another member. Who do you think the member could be? Could it be Jade Cargill? Could it be Mia Yim? I mean, who knows who it could be, man. Hopefully we do get a women's War Games match. I'm pretty sure that's what's gonna happen. But yeah, man, SmackDown. Fun show, man. It was a really excited show for SmackDown. Everyone turned heel. I was thinking, if you think about turning heels, I was gonna change my name to Big Heel Chris, but that means I have to change my logo and everything, and I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna keep it Big Heel Chris. But what also will stay is the fact that SmackDown gets the honorary W. What did you guys think? What did you think about the heel turns? Do you think Rey Mysterio is at fault? I think he is, because he's always getting portrayed. It was Batista, Eddie, his own son, Santos. Rey's the problem. Judgment Day was right. Dominic did nothing wrong. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Of course, as always, like, comment, subscribe. You guys take care. Peace. I'm out. Peace.